Hey, what's up guys? Brad with Squared Away Every Day, and today we're going to be talking about what the 4680 battery rollout is going to look like on the Tesla Model Ys. Now, there seems to be a lot of speculation on mileage increase and power increase and all this other stuff, and I think a lot of people just don't really understand what the 4680 rollout is really going to look like in the short term. So stay tuned to the end, and we're going to be talking about what real Tesla employees are saying for the 4680 rollout and what we can actually be expecting from the early stages of the 4680 batteries being integrated into the Tesla Model Y. Now, if you like this kind of stuff, please go ahead and give me a like, give me a sub, and let's hop into it. Now, don't get me wrong, the 4680 battery development is a great achievement for the electric vehicle industry, and it's going to benefit Tesla and the end consumer greatly. But in the short term, really what we're looking at is this being a benefit to Tesla specifically, and not so much for the end consumer initially. Now, let me explain. So let's take a look at what Tesla's actually going to benefit from the 4680 rollout to begin with. And that's going to be two things. It's going to be, number one, a decreased cost in manufacturing. And number two, it's going to be less complexity to build the Model Ys, which means they'll probably be able to build them quicker. So that's going on for Tesla. Not only that, it's much cheaper for them, which means they're not going to lower the prices because the demand is way too high. They're not going to lower prices. So that means that they're going to get a higher return on the Model Ys. Now, us as consumers, we're expecting, oh, hey, this is going to be great. We're going to have so much more range, so much more speed, such quicker charge times, and that's just not realistic. It's just a pipe dream, especially early on like this. Maybe down the road, but initially your 4680 Model Y is not going to be that much different than the 2170, and let me explain why. We have the Texas location making Teslas and making the Model Ys, and that is supposed to supply the whole East Coast, whereas the California the California manufacturer, the Fremont location, is supposed to supply the West Coast. And so that's unrealistic to think that the whole West Coast is going to be cut off from this premium Model Y, and they're not going to be able to buy that thing. Because the reality is, if they were to roll out the 4680 with all these great improvements, nobody's going to want the 2170. It's just not going to happen. And so you're going to have all these rejections on people getting their Teslas coming in. It's going to be an absolute nightmare for Tesla. They're never going to do that. Not only that, California buys the most Teslas out of any of us, and they're not going to want to chokehold that market so that they can't actually buy the newer, better Model Ys unless there was a price difference. Down the road, I think we will end up seeing some sort of Tesla Model Y Performance Plus, or a Tesla Model Y Plaid, or some sort of Tesla Model Y that's a little more premium. It's going to utilize a full 4680 battery pack on the Model Y, and you're probably going to have better range, and you're going to have a faster car, and you're going to be able to charge quicker with the newer superchargers. And that's pretty much it. But to expect we're going to get it just right off the bat is just entirely unrealistic, and it would be a huge blunder for Tesla to do that in terms of still trying to sell their 2170 Model Ys. Okay, Brad, so we're not getting the speed, we're not getting the performance. What is the benefit then of the 4680? Well, the 4680, first of all, for just a pure trial and error standpoint from Tesla's side of the house, that's going to be great for them to kind of figure out what they don't know about the 4680 battery yet, and stuff that they maybe haven't thought of. And on the actual consumer side, we're going to have a vehicle that's lighter weight. So that's awesome. You're going to have a vehicle that's lighter weight. It's probably going to feel a little more nimble. It's going to have less body roll going around corners, not that it has a ton anyway, and that's going to be nice. And then aside from that, eventually, when we get a new supercharger, the car will be able to charge quicker than a 2170 just because of the nature of the battery and the new supercharger being able to facilitate that state of charge for how quick it's going to be. From employees, what they're saying right this second is, yes, you'll be getting the 4680 battery pack. You're just going to have less cells in that particular battery pack. And so what they're trying to do there is they're just trying to match the current speed, or performance rather, and range of the current 2170 2170 Model Ys so that people aren't complaining one way or the other that they have the 2170 versus the 4680. So the car is going to be even lighter than when they fully pack that thing out for the premium Model Y, whatever that's going to be at some point down the road. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you like this kind of content, please go ahead and give me a like, give me a share, give me a sub, and we'll see you in the next one.